a little bit about like, because I realized like I want to keep that's real for us right now, you know, and so I don't want to like leave that kind of like out of the conversation. Let's talk a little bit about though. I'd love to get to know your outer journey before we got into like before we met, before all this stuff came out here. If someone was just like going to see you on the surface, right, and see you and be like, oh, okay, like this is who Jenica is. She's done this. She's done this. She's done these like accomplishments. Like, feel free to enter the brag zone and like share a little bit about like your outer journey.
Okay, so I grew up as a competitive figure skater for 16 years, and I thought I was destined to go to the Olympics. And I did not train very well, very smartly, very healthily. I think we always do what the best that we can do with what we have. But my body couldn't keep up with the training that I was doing. And so the next logical path for me was engineering. So I went to engineering school. It feels really, really very linear there. So 3.5 in mechanical engineering school, and I ended up working for a power sports company. So I grew up in the desert, riding ATVs, you know, out in the desert. And I thought, wow, if I could work for a power sports company, that is like my dream job. Fast forward a few years, and I became like a collector of jobs at this power sports company. And I was working so many hours. So I would just get another job and work more hours. And I slowly became addicted to work. And it was just like I was so consumed with working all the time that everything else in my life started to slip away. And I could see that this was happening in real time for other people. You know, they were working at the expense of their relationships or their hobbies or their health or their connections to their loved ones. And as I was watching it happen around me, it was happening to me. And so I ended up at some conferences, and they completely reframed how I thought about work. And he said two things about productivity that just shook me to my core. And he said, this is not your train wreck. Like, you have to reclaim your agenda. This is not your train wreck. And so I'm going back into work. And that was like my motto, like, this is not my train wreck. I can't take that on. And then the second thing is, if like you're not that important, and I really had to swallow my ego with that. Like, why am I working so much? Like, I'm missing the point of life here because I'm working. Like, I am not that essential to this job. And it was totally my ego that I had to overcome.
We're just getting started. Click on the link below to watch the full conversation, and go to niyamaashawn.com/tribe to get additional resources and exclusive invitation to tribe-only events. Journey on.